The sun bleeds into the horizon. Key West, a paradise cloaked in twilight. But beneath the vibrant facade, shadows stir. Ancient stories whisper on the wind. Tales of pirates and shipwrecks, tales of curses and hauntings. And in the heart of this island paradise, a nightmare awaits. This is the story of Robert the Doll. A chilling testament to the darkness that can fester behind innocent eyes. He sits, eternally watchful, in the East Martello Museum. His presence a suffocating weight on your chest. You feel it the moment you enter, like stepping into a tomb. The museum, a fortress of silence. Each footstep echoes, a lonely sound in the stillness. Dust motes dance in the pale light, filtering through the barred windows. The air is thick, heavy with the weight of history, and something more, something unsettling. Whispers seem to emanate from the walls themselves, whispers of fear, of suffering, of rage. They weave around you, pulling you deeper into the heart of the museum, closer to him. You try to ignore them, but the whispers follow. They know why you're here. They want you to see. And then you see him, Robert, dressed in a sailor suit, clutching a worn teddy bear. His face, frozen in a grotesque parody of a child's grin. But it's the eyes that hold you captive. Black, beady eyes that seem to follow your every move. You feel a chill crawl down your spine. You tell yourself it's just a doll. But deep down, a primal fear takes root. Those eyes hold a depth of malice that sends shivers down your spine. A cold, calculating intelligence that watches you, judges you. The museum staff knew. They whispered tales of strange occurrences, of objects moving on their own, of disembodied laughter echoing through the halls at night, but their warnings went unheeded. Until the night the screams began, it started subtly, a cold spot near Robert's case, the feeling of being watched. But then came the nightmares, vivid, terrifying dreams of being trapped in the museum with something sinister, something that giggled with chilling glee. Section 5, a trail of twisted toys. Then, the physical evidence. The museum, once a place of wonder and joy, had become a scene of unsettling chaos. Toys from the museum's collection were found strewn about, twisted into grotesque shapes. These weren't just any toys, they were beloved items, now contorted into nightmarish forms. Children's drawings, once innocent and full of life, were defaced with chilling symbols. These symbols seemed to tell a dark story, one that no one could decipher. Each morning, the staff would arrive to find the museum in disarray. It was as if a malevolent force had swept through the night, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake, a trail of chaos that always led back to Robert's glass prison. Fear turned to terror as the staff realized the connection. Robert the Doll, once a mere curiosity, had become the epicenter of their nightmares. The staff, once skeptical and dismissive of the supernatural, now refused to be alone in the museum after dark. The fear was palpable, a heavy presence that lingered in the air. They pleaded with the curator to remove Robert, to lock him away. Their voices were filled with desperation, a plea for safety and sanity. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. The curator, enamored with the doll's dark allure, refused to heed their warnings. The curator, blinded by the allure of the macabre, dismissed their fears as mere superstition. He believed the stories were just that, stories with no real power, but the staff knew better. They had seen the evidence, felt the fear, and lived the nightmare. The trail of twisted toys was not just a series of unfortunate events. It was a warning, a sign of something far more sinister lurking within the museum's walls. Section 6. The Vanishing Staff. Then the disappearances began. It was a quiet night when the first incident occurred. It started with a security guard found unconscious near Robert's case. He was a seasoned professional, known for his vigilance and dedication, his eyes wide with terror, his last words a chilling whisper. He moved. The guard's colleagues were baffled and terrified. Then a museum guide vanished without a trace. She was leading a group of tourists when she suddenly disappeared. The only clue, her name tag, discovered pinned to Robert's sailor suit. Panic gripped Key West. The authorities were called in, but they found no leads. The once popular tourist attraction became a place of dread. Visitors were too scared to come near the museum. Whispers of a curse, of a malevolent entity trapped within the doll, spread like wildfire. People began to believe that Robert the doll was responsible for the disappearances. The museum stood silent, a monument to the unseen forces that lurk just beyond our perception. The once lively halls were now filled with an eerie silence, as if the building itself was holding its breath, waiting for the next victim. Some say Robert is possessed by the spirit of a vengeful child. This child, they claim, met a tragic end and now seeks retribution through the doll. The stories vary, but the essence remains the same, a spirit bound to Robert, unable to find peace. Others, that he is a conduit for something ancient and evil. This malevolent force, they believe, has latched onto Robert, using him as a vessel to spread fear and chaos. The doll's unsettling presence is said to be a manifestation of this dark entity. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. Robert is not to be trifled with. His eerie aura is palpable, a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that may be at play. Those who dare to mock or disrespect him often find themselves facing inexplicable misfortunes. Visitors claim to have seen him move, his head turning, his beady eyes following them. These sightings are often accompanied by a sense of unease, as if Robert is aware of their presence and is silently observing their every move. They speak of feeling a cold hand on their shoulder, a whisper of their name in the dead air. These experiences leave them shaken, questioning the reality of what they felt and heard. The whispers are said to be soft, yet chilling, echoing in the silence, and always the overwhelming sense of dread, of being watched by something that delights in their fear. This sensation is described as a heavy weight, pressing down on them, making it hard to breathe. It's as if Robert's malevolent presence is suffocating them. The museum has become a beacon for paranormal investigators drawn to its chilling aura. They come equipped with cameras, recorders, and other devices, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. Each visit adds to the growing legend of Robert the Doll, as more and more people share their eerie encounters. They come seeking answers, seeking proof of the supernatural. But many leave forever changed, haunted by the things they have witnessed within those walls. They speak of EVP recordings filled with the sound of children laughing, of cameras malfunctioning in Robert's presence. They tell of feeling a presence, cold and malevolent, pressing down on them, whispering threats in their ears. They leave with more questions than answers, their skepticism shattered by the undeniable power that resides within the dollhouse walls. Robert's reign of terror continues. He sits in his glass case, a silent sentinel, watching, waiting. His malevolence seeps into the very foundation of the museum, a constant reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of innocence. He is a chilling reminder that some things are best left undisturbed, that sometimes the most innocent of faces can hide the most sinister of souls. He is Robert the Doll, and this is his house. Key West may be a paradise, but in the heart of this island paradise, a nightmare reigns. He is a child's toy, imbued with a power beyond comprehension. He is a testament to the darkness that can reside in the most unassuming of vessels. Heed the warnings, for Robert's gaze is ever watchful, his power undeniable. Look into his eyes, and you will see the abyss staring back, and in that abyss you will find a chilling truth. Childhood innocence can harbour a nightmare's heart.